What's up, everyone? Welcome to c.r.a.c.k.a. Can't remember what number it is. I think it's season 4, episode 6, maybe, give or take. Can't remember anymore. I'm losing my mind. Gizmo's floating around somewhere. He's being weird. He's playing with his toys, stuff like that. Some stuff to talk about, some stuff to show. It feels like it's been a while. I know I haven't. I've actually done a lot of episodes. I just haven't uploaded them because now I guess it's good news, but now I'm a partner on YouTube, which is pretty cool. Uh, so who knows what's going to happen with that. But yeah, it's a little confusing how they do all that stuff. You can't do this, you can't do that, which is kind of might want to make me unpartner myself. But yeah, crazy stuff. One thing I'm a little pissed off about. I'm gonna get into that real fast. Um, I've been showing these on these other videos. Like I said, I haven't uploaded them, but you'll see them eventually. Are these 3D covers, which are pretty cool, that DC put out. I'm gonna get to those in a minute and talk about that. But what is insane is today is the day that they release, where you can buy the Joker's Daughter one. That's a 3D cover for Batman: The Dark Knight 23.4, I think it is, and they had no advance orders on it. I'm ordered from Midtown. Like I said, this kind of pissed me off a little bit. No advance orders, which I was like, all right, that's cool because it says limit one per customer. It kind of gives people a shot, which is the way they should do it. So I'm not really pissed at them. I'm just amazed with the way my luck is, I guess, sometimes. Been waiting all week. I'm like, all right, the second it goes up, I'm gonna, I'm definitely buying it because that's gonna be a cool cover. And I was like, all right, cool. All day today, I'm waiting for it to change, waiting for the change, because normally they do it around 2 o'clock, they switch it, but lately they've been doing it earlier and earlier. So I got up, around like 7 o'clock this morning. I knew they weren't going to change it then, but, I waited, 9 o'clock, I checked, no change. 10 o'clock, I checked, no change. 11 o'clock, no change. I'm like, all right, Started checking like 11:10, 11:15, 11, kept going back and forth. My mailman came, which is cool, got a package, I'm going to show you. Took me 5 minutes to get from the door to the mailbox, from the mailbox back. I didn't even go to get the package. Went and checked Midtown. It had changed as I went from the door to there. I go to look for the Joker's Daughter cover. Sold out already. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I checked eBay just out of curiosity. They're going for $100-something right now. I was like, oh my god. There's one right now that I'm going to try to bid on, which I think I might be a little stupid to do it because if I wait long enough, they'll go down. But one right now it's bidding. It's at one of them was at $25 already with $5 shipping. These are the lowest ones. I found one for 10, but I'm sure that's going to go up because it's got 2 days. Now these aren't even out yet, and this is just nuts. So I was like, oh my god. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I did buy the regular copy, one of it, because I just wanted to read it anyway. But the funny thing is that's actually not the first appearance of Joker's Daughter, which I thought it was. She debuted in Catwoman, so I was like, all right, not too bad, not too pissed. But that's just amazing. 5 minutes it was sold out. Unbelievable. Well, I'll get into that other stuff in a minute, but let me show you the package, and I'm going to show you something else. I got this extremely cheap, so I said it's kind of, like I said, how it's funny how my luck works on certain things. I guess it's kind of, you got to take the good with the bad, you know how it always is. I got this Amazing Spider-Man number 210, which is the first appearance of Madam Web. Got this for $1 and $3 shipping, so $4, not too bad. It's in good shape. It says that it's very good to find, but it looks like it's probably fine to very fine from what I can tell from right now. I haven't had a chance to really look at it. But that's cool. Now I have the first appearance of Madam Web, and of course, like I said, I'm trying to knock off Spider-Man. But again, I keep coming to the realization that's never going to happen. I keep looking at it like, granted, I know I can probably do Amazing Spider-Man like a 100 to the end 700 or something like that. But there's certain books in the 100 section that are freaking insanely high priced, almost more than some of the single digit ones, which is nuts. Like I said, I'm not ruling out I'll never get a chance to do it. I know it's going to take a very, very long time to complete that, especially if I'm throwing in the annuals as well, which I've been trying to get some cheap annuals here and there. I've been bidding on them and I've been losing. So, can't win them all, but like I said, I come to the realization if it's going to happen, it's going to take a very long time. And the real problem is, not only is Amazing Spider-Man books almost through the roof on a lot of them, like you really got to kind of sort and take your time and find good deals on these, like I did with this one. But the fact is, the Spider-Man stuff just keeps going up and up and up, and the longer it takes to get certain issues, the more money it's like doubling. You give it a year, and a book like triples certain ones. I was just amazed. Um, like one book I just ordered. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's in the, let's say it's in the 400 issue numbers. So it's not like one of this, one of the old ones. But this book has, I've been watching it, and I'm like, I'll get it, I'll get it, and I kept saying, I'll get it, next time I have money. Next time I had money, I didn't buy it, and I looked at it, and it doubled in price, and I'm like, all right, yeah. I was like, I don't have that kind of money for it now, and I'll wait, and I'd wait, and then, 2 weeks later, it doubled in price again, and it was up there. I actually saw it one time. It was like I think like $85 was the cheapest I saw it for, and I was like, you got it for the book I'm talking about. It was just amazing. I'm like, that came out in the late '90s, and it was 85 something dollars. I'm like, this is insane, and I waited and waited and waited, and then yesterday, I actually found one really cheap. It's in to very fine condition, which I don't care for the price that I got it for. I was very happy, considering everybody else that was selling it. It's still in the $80 range, so it's nuts. But yeah. So definitely, if you want to see some interesting stuff, look for these 3D covers. You could pick any one of them, and they're going for a small fortune now. It's insane. Like this one, I'm extremely happy I got this one. This is the Harley Quinn one. This thing is $250 right now on eBay. I I mean, granted, they are really, really, really cool looking, but that's insane. It really is. You know, and like I said, sometimes doesn't always pan out. Sometimes it does. Usually, if you wait until all the hype is gone and done with, you'll get these. A lot of people will agree with me in this community. Is you wait long enough, and these things will be, not saying worthless, but they'll be so far down. But that doesn't always happen. That's what you that's the risk you're taking right there. Like I've seen, like you look at some of the old '90s covers that had this kind of, well, not this exact thing, but close to it, the hologram covers, for like the X-Men and stuff like that. You can get them for like $1, $2 now. And back then, they were $60, $70 in comic stores. Like, oh, this is a hologram issue. This is this, blah blah blah. But yeah, so it's nuts. It's a little crazy how, the Joker's daughter one and the Harley Quinn one are like through the roof. But yeah, it's nuts. All right, I'm rambling. I got some other stuff I'm going to show you. I will be getting other packages during the week, so I'm going to make videos. Interesting thing, I'm trying to go for another house. My fiance and I are trying to get approved for this mortgage. Who knows? So, see what happens with that. But it wasn't a bad house. Like we found one that was a new build, and we went to go check it out. Neighborhood wasn't too bad, but we don't know if we're gonna get approved for it. And then this other house we found was a little better. It did have a porch. My fiance has always wanted a house with a porch. So I told her, I was like, if you could choose one, I was like, I think even though this one's a new build, it'd be almost like made just for us. I was like, we might be better off getting the older one because it has a porch. And I was like, I know how much you want a porch. And the only thing that was interesting is the newer build one, which I don't know how I feel about it. I just thought it might have been cool. It was 4 bedrooms, and it had a like a loft area and like a you can actually have not a furnished but a finished attic, which is pretty cool because I was like, hey, you know what? I'd have the loft, and I'd have my little room for my bat cave, my man cave, and then I'd have the attic, which would be kind of like a cave as well. But then I was like, you know what? Because the other house we're looking at that had the porch, it's a 3-bedroom, no loft. But the only thing, like I said, I'm losing a bedroom, which kind of sucks. But it's funny because you're losing a bedroom and it was a little more money. But I'd rather have my fiance have her porch than, get all crazy over a bedroom. But that's that. We'll see what happens with that. Another thing I had gotten, I went out and bought it. I wanted to go crazy, which my fiance's a little pissed. But bought Grand Theft Auto 5. I figured, what the hell. Um, I do like all the Grand Theft Auto games, so it's kind of inevitable. And I lucked out with this one. I didn't pre-order this because I pre-ordered the Batman Arkham Origins, I think it's called. I bought the collector's edition one that was like 120 bucks. That comes with the statue, so I'll definitely be showing that when I get it. Didn't pre-order this, and I figured, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl. I went to Target because I know GameStop. It's kind of like when I used to work there when they were called DB Games. They bust your balls to get pre-orders on these things, and majority of the time they'd get like 50 extra ones and stuff like that because they're not going to screw themselves out of money. But this one I knew was going to be a big one, and I didn't pre-order it. I'm like, you know what? I'll take my chances down the line. Maybe, when the hype is done. But I was looking around. I was like, I'm kind of bored. I was like, I want a new game to play. I was like, I'm still playing Injustice, but they take forever to put stuff out. So I was like, all right, you know what? What the hell? And I went to Target right as they opened. Well, 15 minutes after they opened, I got there. I walked in, went right to the thing, and I told the guy, he looks at me, he's like, you're here for Grand Theft Auto? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what system? I was like, 360. He's like, oh, you got the last one. I was like, really? Apparently, he was telling me the second they opened at 8 something, whatever time they opened, I can't remember. It was 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that. There was a line waiting outside to get in there to get Grand Theft Auto. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And he's like, no, man. He's like, this is the last one. And then as I was buying this, people were calling on the phone, and he's like, oh, for what system? 360? We're out of it right now. We're out of it right now. 20 people wants to call while I was paying for this because the guy had to stop and keep answering the phone. And I was like, good God. And out of my own curiosity, I went right after, when I was done with Target, I had to get some other things, around opening time for GameStop that's by me now. And I walked in, I was like, do you have any Grand Theft Auto 5? They're like, no, we're sold out. I'm like, wow. So I'm kind of lucked out with the game. I'm sure you can get it anywhere now, but, what the hell. It's actually a pretty cool game. I'm actually liking this a lot. It comes with, Target. I always keep the receipt in there, just in case. It's 2 discs, which is a bit of a bitch, because, while the other disc is in my system because I'm playing it. The first disc is basically a load disc, and it takes a very long time to load it up. It took about 15 minutes to load up the game, and then the second disc is the actual game. It also came with, I got the Atomic Blimp code, so you can play the code. Obviously, it's got the instruction manual, but it also came with a giant map. It shows all this stuff, which is pretty large map, and it folds, which I suck at folding maps, so I'm not going to unfold it. But you get the idea. And other than that, like I said, I've been playing it all day yesterday. I'm enjoying it. I think it's actually pretty cool. They do a touch of overkill. I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older, maybe I just think they're just doing it for shock value. When you play, this is going to sound racist, and I don't mean this racist at any means at all, but the black folk, it does sound racist, I'm sorry, the African Americans, let's try that, do say the N-word a huge amount of times. It's and this and that, and I'm like, wow, really? I was like, is that really necessary? I don't know. I don't know. That's just me, maybe. It's just a little insane, but it is a cool game. It is a lot of fun. I love how you can now switch between 3 characters, which is very cool. And the other thing that's very interesting is that when you're not playing this game, it's playing for you in a way. Like, these characters go on about their own daily, stuff. Like, say you're on the beach with one character, and you're like, you know what, I'm done for the day, I'm not going to play anymore. Or you come back 5 hours later, this guy's no longer on the beach, he's at his house sleeping, or he's in a bar drinking, and you're just like, really? And they kind of go about their business. That's cool. But it's a very cool game. And like I said, I've ran, so this might be a very long thing. I had to get new headphones. Show these because they're appropriate. Superman. Because Gizmo decided to eat my other headphones, which were pretty good. He's been very bad lately. That's why he's probably hiding. Because we yelled at him last night. He's going nuts. He's eating the blinds. He's eating, my headphone wires. He's chewing on our shoes. He has we buy him all these new toys because the vet was saying, they get bored. You gotta kind of, play with your cat. Yeah. Which I do. I play him Gizmo at least an hour and a half a day, sometimes more. I'm always playing with him throughout the day anyway. I made him some new toys, bought him some new toys. He plays with them for like 10 minutes, he's done, he walks away. But yeah, he's been a bad Gizmo. But we still have to have, you know what I'm saying. Check it out.